Hello everyone, and welcome to a talk about how to use a keyboard. I used to thought of to do a talk about how to give a talk. So it's gonna come maybe in the next few months. So this talk is how to use keyboard. I never thought it can be a talk really. So along the year when I started working as a junior front end, and then along the way, there's a lot of tip and trick when you sit next to other colleagues and they're gonna share with you, or you see that they are doing something, and you was like, "How did you do it, man?" So I was always trying to find this kind of similar talk. I never find one. So I tried to do some basic stuff today. So disclaimer: it's not gonna be very impressive. Maybe some of you know all of it, which is awesome. But if you know all of that, it's just more like a recap. But to start, not sure if anyone read this book before, The Pragmatic Engineer. Wow, just a few. Awesome. People always quoting this book for a lot of advice, kind of practical advice. And one of the chapter was mentioning about the tool that you are using. So it really say, I mean, the quote I just copied yesterday, actually, I need to look into it. So tool is gonna amplify your talent, and the better your tool and the better you know how to use it, then the more productivity. So it is very simple. And then they mentioned quite a number of things. This could be a code editor, could be a shell, how you do like interactive command liner stuff. And then there's keyboard, and that's the thing we use mostly every day. So like I mentioned, there's probably something is gonna be very familiar, very basic. But we go through all of them. Right? But before we get into the detail, let's talk about the mouse. I don't have the mouse here. You can see there's only two keyboards, one keyboard, external, one laptop. But you can see there's three things on the screen. There's the guy who is typing so fast. And you've never seen a GIF about a guy that can write code so fast using a mouse. They're always using a keyboard. Obviously, you see a movie where the hacker is just using the keyboard and using the mouse. No, because doesn't make it feel so fast. And of course, there's no GIF alone using a mouse. It's considering fast. So we talk about how to measure the effectiveness of using mouse and keyboard, and there's PLM, keystroke model, what essentially means how long it's gonna take a user to finish a task. And there's different steps you can see. The mental thinking is like, should I use a mouse? So what I should do next? That is what you think. It's gonna take 1.35 seconds, the longest. Homing is the amount of time you need to get off your keyboard, move to the mouse, get back. It takes 0.4 seconds. Pointing a mouse, is it pointing a mouse? I think it's always pointing, but you move it around and then you're on the screen. It takes 0.1 second. And then the last two take almost the same time. Mouse click and keystroke. So it doesn't matter, just press one or you type one, it takes the same. So if we look it in an order, and you can see that keystroke seems to be the fastest. And then the mouse click, yeah, of course. But if you need to move around, if you move around using the mouse and switch back to the keyboard, it might, during that time, it just unconsciously take you a bit longer, which you didn't even realize. It's just something you do every day. So for an example, if I do a simple Stack Overflowing, it's gonna, I'm gonna open a tab. No, I open the browser. Okay, I might have something. I do Command tab, open the browser. Then I open a new tab, Command T. Then I type in the query. It doesn't matter how long the query, we just consider it as one. Then I, use the mouse. Right? That's most of the people are gonna do. At least what I do before. You take the mouse and you start to pointing around. Right? It's considered here. SP. Then you click and then you scroll down and then you click. Right? All of that, you don't need to do the math. It takes about 4.2 seconds, roughly. If somehow you can do everything with a keyboard, it takes a bit shorter. It's like 2.4. So I just change everything with K keyboard, 2.4 seconds faster. Not a lot faster because it's just some seconds, but accumulating it out today, yeah, you can see how much it adds up into the workflow. And if you just use the mouse alone, of course you can do it. Yeah, just moving around and have your virtual keyboard. It takes you a bit longer, 10 seconds. So, right, to maintain the speed, I want to show you 2x, 3x, 4x, 5. That slide disclaimer I made like 3 years ago without any changes. So I hope it's still relevant until today. It is before the era of Copilot. It is before like Cursor and recently Devin. So I hope it's still relevant somehow. But the more the number is, it's kind of, I feel it a bit faster when you do so. So, okay, there's quite a lot of stuff, so we go through it quickly. We don't need to go through agenda. But before we get started, my name is Trung. I'm the Google developer expert in Angular. I know not a lot of people using Angular now today. Someone wants to raise a hand? Raise a hand. Are you using Angular? 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay, it's recorded, so I should not say something I shouldn't. But I also started Angular Singapore. Essentially, we're talking about Angular, but also talking about tech in general, web development. And I do share some knowledge about modern web development here and there. And I'm with Ascenda. We are a Singaporean-based company. Like building a loyalty service for customer worldwide. There's our HR Hui is sitting there, and actually we are hiring. So it's kind of a bit upfront. So that I will not forget at the end. So you can talk to some of my colleagues over there. They are generally just some engineers that stay for a long time in the company. So definitely there's something you're interested in. We do Ruby as a stack and Next.js, React, Angular as well. A lot of stuff. So we get into the basic, moving the cursor. I think to be easiest, maybe I'll just go through all of them and then I'll take off the mic and then do a demo. So moving the cursor. Yeah, that's so basic. That's it. Welcome to my talk. Thanks. That's it. Oh, no. So moving a cursor in a shorthand is like you moving one by one. You're using left and right, up and down. As simple as that. I will not demo it because it is so basic. That's most of the form that people are using. How can you make it faster? I'm gonna demo sometime. I'm not sure if you do it. Anyone configure it? No? Okay, I'll show you how it's different. So put it down. Oh, wow. Can? Awesome. I have someone who do it for me. Not keycast, maybe keyboard. Let's try here. I think it's very small. I'm not sure you can see, but let's see. Right. That part key repeat rate. So by default, it is not that fast. Fast is you configure it. So if I move maybe to the basic, I'm not sure if it is the one, but just assume. So notice how when okay, maybe let's do some code stuff. No, not this. All right, okay. Sorry, I think it's a bit confusing when I'm in the state with the keyboard. I never use at home. So here, as you can see, when I move things up and down, so I'm holding it literally, I can see. You see how slow it is. I'm not sure if it's very clear. Let me just zoom in 10x. I'm holding left and right. And it is so slow, really. So when you change this thing to all the way to the right side, notice how fast it is. I'm not sure if you notice, but it makes you feel good as a software engineer. That's it. So yeah, that's the first thing you can do. Toggle this, what I call this, the key repeat rate. So it just kind of slow you down with the default option. Change it to fast. And when you change it to fast, now we can move word by word. I mean, it's super basic. I will tell you that. So don't expect it to be mind-blowing or anything. But in this case, for example, I'm here okay, maybe go down a little bit to see some code. So let's say I'm on this line 47, right? Notice it's 47. And then usually if you move, right, up. Okay, just sorry, some stuff is going on, happening when you do demo. That is the fastest you can do, right? That's basically, it's just move character by character. Move by word, which means you hold the option as you moving through it. Kind of tricky. But like, see, you can move through the whole sketch word. So it works very well when you have some space in between and you want to turn it quickly. Let's see. Yeah, it's not the best demo. But let's say I have a paragraph. Right? It's usually nothing crazy, but like when you move, this story is about person, whatever, it's faster in a lot of situations that we will see later on. So that is one of that, and that is the option, right? This is the option. I'm not sure if anyone is using Windows here, but that is the option. And in Windows, you have the same choice to do. The next one is command. When you hold it, let me see. Where's VS Code again? I turn it off. When I move with command, it just essentially move to the end of the current sentence. As simple as that. Right. Like I'm here on the first, maybe zoom a bit. Just here. Command right on the way to the end. A bit faster, not like crazy. And then that's it. Oh, so easy. Jumpy is something I already disabled, so I don't feel it is super efficient. But the idea is like if you have a block of code and you are here, in order to move to this, right? You might need to navigate a little bit. I can show you how it looks like. Let's say I go here. Oh, not this component again. This. Maybe a bit too big. So let's say I'm here on ng on init, and I wanted to go to init, right? So one of the easiest is like you go 5 times, like 5 keystrokes to get there. If you configure VS Code, you can say, oh, I wanted to move it and line at the same time. So like that. So a bit closer. Sometimes it's kind of make you feel faster. This is just my custom shortcut. But the jumpy that you just seen, if it can incorporate into your workflow, is like you type a shortcut, something, and then you're gonna suggest like you type BP, it's gonna go there, for example. So for me, it's not particularly helpful, but it's good to know. And I think we solved it 4x. That's it. So weird. Okay, selection. Selection is kind of extending from what we just talked about. You select left and right. You just select one character by one character. Not anything crazy. Or the same, make it faster. Just repeat it. Then you can select by word, like what we see just now. You hold Shift and Option at the same time. We will see it at the end faster, I think, now. If I just Michael is gonna do it, then it's gonna be very slow. So we're gonna do it all together. And then you can select everything before and after as well. I haven't shown you guys, but when you hold command and you go up and down, right? Let's say you are in the middle paragraph, you go up and down. Like if the paragraph is so long, it goes to the first one at the end. Okay, we show, don't worry. And the show, we keep it to the end. But okay, let's start with. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Oh. Okay. So let's say like we are here. I'm gonna hold Shift and and Option, and then I do left and right. So now it's kind of selecting a little bit faster. Of course, when there's white space, then it's still selecting the space. But let's say this init visualizer. If I just add the I before the I, do once, it takes the whole function name, which is very efficient when you need to do it. So the next one is command, right? You can select the whole line. Command Shift right, left, right. If at the end, Command Shift left. If at the beginning, Command Shift right. As simple as that. To select everything up to the end, right? Like I said, select up to the beginning, so you can do. It is basically when you do command and up, it go to the top of the file, and you command down, it go to all the way at the end of the file. So which means you hold Shift at the same time, you just select everything. So fast. No, it's just for fun. This one, I think it's not just when you are typing code. I think it's useful in a lot of use cases when you need to select text here and there. So we I think that's it. Then string expand selection. I already told a lot of my team. Daryl, I think you still remember Andy should be. But the idea is like, it is very interesting, right? So let's say I'm go down a little bit. Let's say I'm in the init function. I know there's a lot of things going on, but don't worry too much. Let's say you wanted to take the whole tab function here, right? It is a few line of code, assuming from 65 to 77. No, 75, like 10. So you wanted to select everything, you start at here, and you go. You grab it, you command, you kind of cut it, take you like 10 keystrokes. But sometimes if you're in the middle, how do you do it? There is a way to do it, right? So you can, okay, this one, they call it expand selection. Just to be clear, expand selection. If you don't remember the shortcut, call type expand selection. So it is a bit more thing to type, but there's command, no, sorry, control, shift, and command. Right. And then left and right. Right. So there's string as well. So that's why it has the thing. String. Right, there's string as well. Yeah. So I'll show you quickly. So let's say I'm here in line 67. I do this, select the whole if, one expand selection. You can select aware the surrounding for you. So if I do one more, it's kind of select a bit more, and you can see, right, it's not the whole sentence yet. If I do one more, it's select the whole sentence. And then I do one more, it select me almost the whole function. And I do one more, and then kind of easy. So it's kind of aware when you need to work with JSON and like nested function and stuff like that. Pretty useful. Let me see. I have a JSON file to show you guys. Maybe NX. Yeah, maybe NX. Yeah. Here, like, let's say I'm here at this line 27. And I just do 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it's kind of a bit, more keystroke, but when you get used to it, it's pretty easy to see. So you can see, like, when you select to the object itself, you can do one more to get the property as well. If it's what you need. Pretty useful. So I think that's string. And then now it's expanding, and string is essentially mean a reverse. So let's say I select the whole thing with a property. I do string. So it undo what I just select one step ahead. So kind of get back to the normal. I hope you get the idea. But the idea is like when you have a nested object, it works well with object, I think. With paragraph and everything else, okay. But it works well when you are writing a front end and then you need to, let's say, take this whole function to do something, right? Just take it out and then pretty simple. What else? Oh yeah, I think that's what I wanted to show. And of course, the last one is multi-cursor. I think it is very common. Anyone using it? Yeah. So to show you a practical example, not on code, right? I'm gonna go to YouTube, and then let's say I think there's a cursor and everything. Yeah. So there's this YouTube. So let's say you are watching a video. Not necessarily what is what you're watching, but in YouTube you have that option to say, oh, I want to see the transcript, and you just lie what the video says so much, so you wanted to copy what they were saying. You don't want to summarize. You want the original thing that they said. So you're gonna come and say, oh yeah, okay, of course I want to copy the whole thing. Easy. And then usually you won't have a VS Code open because we are engineer. So you just open a new thing. Let me just go back to VS Code. And then, right, likely, if you don't know multi-cursor, you're gonna do, oh yeah, just remove it. Of course, remove it one more time. Do it one more time. Here there's 10 times, you do it 10 times. Right? So you, basically with multi-cursor, it's like you say, select everything with the colon and 0. You have a lot of ways to do it, but you can do Command D to select the next one. I forgot how to undo. This one I don't use it. Or Command F2 to select everything. So F2 is right here. You see it all selected. I know it's very basic, but I hope it's not too stuff. So now you can do the one where you said like you do command all the way to the end, command, and then right. So it just go all the way to the right, and then now you do shift, and then left, select everything until the beginning. The idea is that you backspace, one more. Okay, how do I do it? Oh, okay, so when you undo it, you need to go into the next slide. Which now is selecting the center that you want. So you do backspace, one more, space. Yeah, that's it. You copy the whole thing. So this is kind of how you incorporate like what the editor can do on your daily life. So I use it a lot. I kind of watch a lot of talk, and I wanted to copy how they talk. That's the easiest. So I do it a lot, but you get the idea, right? So you know something like pretty well. Like I even use it like when I was looking into DBS bank statement, and I was just buy a lot of stuff from Central. So you wanted to take all of the line that has Central back inside, and you can copy it down into the editor, and then you do the same thing now. Right? You select the Central and then undo it and remove, and then you have everything nicely formatted. Instead of you feed it into a GPT and say, can you format it for me? Yeah, I can do it, but I was just not very comfortable. Yeah, I think there's a few more, but yeah, if you use multi-cursor, there's certain thing that you can do. I think I wanted to show this demo, but I forgot exactly what I'm trying to show. Like I said, it was like 3 years ago. There's a lot of things changed in 3 years. But I think what I was trying to say is like, you wanted to select the job underscore, right? You can do it. And then you can select as well. Right. So forgot like that. Yeah. So when you're moving, like I think when you have multi-cursor, you can apply the one like when you're moving word by word, right? There's space between. So in this case, if I move it, I think it's not. Here's not the one I want. Thank you. So let's say I select job, and then okay, this one is kind of okay. But let's say you have a space here, right? Which means if you select these two jobs, then when you go out, right, it's not the same. Like when you move two things left, I know it's very tricky to see, but when you move two things left here, it's stop in the middle of two parentheses. And then below is moving outside, right? So I think that's where probably the select by word can help, but let me try again. Long time don't try, but hopefully it's gonna work. If not, then we try something else. Yeah, like when you move it outside one time, it can go out. As simple as that. I hope anyway, we move on. Yeah, YouTube caption I just show you guys. Navigate to the file. Yeah, navigate to file is one of the basic. You can okay, go here, scrolling around, and then click, and then find it. Yeah, it's work. Because when you try to find by the name, it doesn't work. That is interesting. They do it for the purpose. When you try to search something by name, likely it will not work. There's something in the file itself that is work. The file name it doesn't work because I think VS Code trying to encourage people to use this command P thing, right? Where you can search by stuff. Oh, sorry, not sure what I did. So it's like when you do command P and then you search for the file name and it is showing. So I think that's the reason why they disable the search by name. But the point is, when you are using something like VS Code or any editor, you will have the ability for you to use keyboard and focus between different like areas that you want to look into. Okay, I'll show you. Yeah, okay. In real life, right? It's okay. Maybe turn it like that. In real life, so let's say I'm here. I'm in this, right? I'm in this editor window. I can do Command Shift E to go back to the thing that I want, and then it automatically focus, so I can go inside. It's pretty simple. But let's say now you are here and you wanted to write code. What do you want to do? So you wanna do Command 1, so that you can focus back into the editor. Right? You can Command 0 to back to the other side. Command 1 again. If you wanted to do like multiple window, so let's say you wanted to split the screen. Let's say I just open some random stuff. Let's say we shall row. So I wanted to say, oh, here, split it. You do Command this. Wow, sorry. I forgot it's backslash or forward slash, whatever. We're gonna split the screen for you, so you don't have to go here and click this icon. Work as well, but it's faster. And then you can go back and then move to the file that you want. So here I only have one file. So you can open another file and say, oh, visualizing. Yeah. Ideas that. So you don't really need to use a mouse to kind of navigating through a file. That's the idea. Back. Command palette, the one I just showed you guys. That's Command P. I don't use it when I started using VS Code like 8 years ago. I was trying to search my name, but it doesn't come up. So I opened the folder and I look for the file manually. This happened, yeah, of course. That's why we have this talk today. So yeah, that's pretty simple. You can do Command P for everything, but there's something you likely will not use. I just show you. So like go back, I just close most of it. How do I do don't save? This one I still don't know how after that many years. So let's say I wanted to find a file. Let's say something which is long. Okay, visualizing again. Visualize UI component. Oh, this one is a bit annoying. Huh? Let me move this one to a bit on the right side. So let's say in this component, you have a couple of methods. Right? Here you have Engineers.SG, you have init, and then you have toggle full screen. You wanted to switching between them so fast, right? You do Command Shift O, I think so. Yeah, I think Command Shift O. You just open Command P with the add at the beginning, so you can go through. You can see like when I go to segment and whatever. It kind of showing me the reference to the thing that I might interested in, the method or the object or the argument or the function. For example, it could be helpful sometimes, like Engineers. The other thing that people likely doesn't know is like when you remember only the name of the function. Let's say you have an date valid, but it is inside a datetime util.ts. How do you search for it? Usually you want to search by this thing, right? Is date valid? Right. That's normal. But if you go back, you can do Command P. I mean, you can search. Engineers is basically Command P with a hash. So it's kind of listing all of the method and the property and whatever in the whole workspace. So I do Engineers. It's just in all of the components that I have. For example, so usually like when you are doing React stuff and you have not a bad practice putting so many things in the same file, then you should use it. If you are using Angular, and you should have one thing for per file. And no, it's just a joke. I didn't mean anything, but it's helpful when you have a lot of function that you might not necessarily have the same name as the file name. Yeah, let's go directly to the line. I think it's easy, right? Just go in the line. Why you look for it and you say like CI was failing on line 49, and you can go in directly, right? So you just need to do web, whatever, and then that's tricky. And then colon, but for some reason it doesn't work. Web, so it's gonna work. I don't think. Yeah, it's gonna work. It's gonna go right there in this file. So it's just colon. nothing crazy, but it's kind of saving you 1 second here and there. Symbol is what I just told you. Add with the add, and then the last one I didn't include is the key. So it's instead of command P, you do command T with the hash. If not, then you just do command P. Basically, command P for everything, right? Add, and then colon, and then hash. Just a few things. Right. Wow, already half an hour, so fast. Quick access navigation. What is it? Oh, this one is like, how do you open the project? So you open VS Code, you go to File, you open Recent, and you pick the project. I think that is pretty standard workflow, I assume. I'm not sure what I put in the next slide. Okay, so it's basically this way, right? So there is a shortcut for you to do that. That's the whole point, right? So I'm gonna show you. Michael is needs some hydration. Needs hydrate after holding the mic for too long. So let's say I'll just open a new VS Code. Right. Usually you're gonna go here. Then okay, let's just try to zoom in. Right, you go here in the file and then whatever, open recent, and then select what you are selecting. On the keyboard you can do something like Command Shift and this thing. I'm not sure what is it. The one near the shift on the right. So when you do it, it's just kind of opening this search stuff where you can just type in your project and then because it is gonna look for all of the all of the menu item that is available. So you can look for anything. Like you can do a new, zoom a bit. Yeah, this one is tricky. It's very small. Just show you why. Yeah, maybe the one at the end. So I just say Command Shift and then you do Angular Spotify. So it's kind of alias to all of the thing that you can access in all of this window on the top. Basically, just try to open the window. Super helpful. So like you open VS Code, I'll just show you how I usually do it. So you do VS Code. No, it's not. Oh no, I opened the wrong version. This version is purely for PowerPoint making slide where you need to copy code. Okay, very slow. So do VS Code, the below one. So I use something is called Alfred. It's basically I just do M, and then M is essentially the same idea, right? Like anything in all of this, it's just suggesting for me. So it could have new terminal or whatever. But inside this VS Code context, anything is enabled in all of this menu bar. So it's gonna show. So I usually just do Angular Spotify. Okay, I think I type too fast. Yeah, feel faster. Of course, feel faster is one part of the job. Right, next thing, alias. Pretty common, I assume. You guys use alias? Yeah, so alias, the idea is simple. Like you do npm start every day. Let's just do it NS. Not national service, but NS. So I think usually pretty common. You do you open usually we use ZSH as a shell. So you code ZSH. Okay, you're gonna open in code. I have a lot of stuff, so you don't really need to worry about. But idea is like at the end, this is my own interpretation. Right, like C is clear. GC is git checkout. GCB is git checkout -B. And all of that for sure, you can have auto suggestion, right? Like the one that you typed before, it is remember for you. So all of that is remember already, like what you type. You can configure it pretty simple. I think it's just some, I think it's like oh my zest, and then auto suggestion lah. But once you configure it, that's it. You just do it for one time and you can reuse it. But yeah, that's what I have. I can share with you guys the list. I don't think it's based on any standard, because there's thing that I just realized. There's git pull with fast forward only, but I was alias the same, like without one F is like git push force, which I kind of what is it? Force?
I don't think you have it.
I think I should. That's okay. Force. Okay, I remove it already. Thank God. Yeah, because I had the admin right on the repo, and I actually I was actually typing it missing one F, and then the disaster happening. But no worries, I still with the same company lah. So. Sweating. Yeah, I think that's alias, and I think we're very close to the end. So browsing, yeah, browsing is simple. It's just some shortcut you can. I think most of you know. So it's, let's see. I have a lot of things, but yeah, command T. Let's say I go to YouTube, I can do command L to focus on the YouTube address bar. Why do you want it? Because sometimes you wanted to copy the URL. Why not? Command L. To close, command W to kind of reopen the one that you just closed, command shift T. Yeah, quite helpful. And then what else? Command shift R, reload without cache. So this one is interesting because there's a lot of debate. Like when you are talking to your college and you say, oh guys, the code doesn't work. Did you try to clear the cache? How do I do it? Like no one knows. Everyone was like, hey, you do command shift and is gonna clear the cache. I don't see this was described in the Chrome documentation at all. Like this behavior, no one say, but apparently it's working. But if you wanted to make sure, right, you go back to the thing. Let's say I open my. So that is a Spotify app I built with Angular. You see, Angular can do cool stuff and play music. And okay, something wrong. And then have a visualization. Why not? That's what I built. Wow, guys, see, I'm a GD for a reason. But here, right, when you open the dev tool, and interestingly, if you hold this thing for a while, see, hold to see more options. Anyone know that? No? That's why you come to this talk. Of course. So if I hold this, there's three things I'm going to show you. Normal reload, hard reload, and then empty cache and hard reload. Oh my God. So empty cache is like, you think about the cache, there's a box, and then the browser is going to reach to this box before it's trying to fetch a new website, if there's something in the box. So I think hard reload is basically, I don't want you to look into this box at all. Just fetch a new thing. Empty cache and hard reload is like, hey, I want to empty this box thing. So it's empty for everything, right? Not just your website, for everything. So keep it in mind. Yeah, so I hope you feel like you're going to the right talk. And then Vimium. Anyone use Vimium? Yeah, sure. Nice. 1, 2. Awesome. So it idea is like it's gonna give you a bit more control to your browser, like magic. So if you go back, let's say I go to Medium, and then here, of course, if you have page up and page down, you can scrolling way for sure. And you wanted to say, I wanted to go into the first one. Okay, just zoom in a bit. So I wanted to go to first one. Usually you cannot. How do you do it? You do tab on the way. It's gonna take too long. So in Vimium, you do F. You're gonna alias anything that you can click in the page. Really, do DH. You go to article, and then you can have the thing, the keyboard, the shortcut, so that you can scrolling up and down slowly. Not like page up and page down. Page up and page down is too big, too long. Up and down is too slow, too small. But this one is reasonable enough, or you can read without reaching to the mouse. Yeah, I'm not sure it is very helpful to you, but it's been helpful to me. It's like every time my wife come into my room, I want to show this. Okay, very close to the end. I think we only have 2-3 more tips. But anyone here doesn't use anything like Alfred and Raycast? Raise your hand. So which means everyone using? You don't use it? So it, as
I don't have a Mac.
oh yeah. So if you have, I think in Windows there's probably the similar tool, but I just don't know. I used to be a Windows user before, but especially there's one thing is super helpful. So this tool is basically a productivity tool. There's just so many things that they give it to you. Whether you use it or not, it's up to you. I'm gonna show you some interesting stuff. So for Alfred, I use it when I start using Mac, so I don't have a reason to change to Raycast. But one of the things that I like the most is clipboard history. Yeah. So you think about, let's say, let's do a real example. When you are writing code, you likely, let me see. How do I do it? Usually, like, you have a email that is generated by ChatGPT. Something interesting. Okay. Forgive my English is not my first language, so there's content and something happens. Lauren. Okay, it doesn't work. HTML. Lauren. Is it working now? Okay, Lauren. So you have this thing, right? And usually you need to copy the subject first, and then you need to copy the content. So imagine you have two windows, like you have like ChatGPT and the email. You copy it one by one. Clear? Good, right? That's what we do. Nothing wrong. But with clipboard history is like you can copy everything, and it is being saved for you, and you can retrieve whatever you copy in the last 7 days. For example, so what I do is we always have a user ID when we are testing the website. So I always copy this user, and I know it always starts with F47, and it's always in the clipboard history. So every day I can use the same because I keep my history for like 3 months. So anything you keep within this 3 months is there. It is not going anywhere. So let's say here in this use case, I can copy the subject and the content, and then I can retrieve it later. So that's how I do it. Okay, so I can do copy first, and then I do content. Right. See, now it's kind of coming into place. You can copy the whole thing in one. Select the whole thing and copy, and then you can do based on your configure shortcut. So you can see it's like all of the thing below is what I've been copying. So I can go in and say, oh, I want the subject, right? I can press it in, and I want the content. I just press it in. So you can just copy. You kind of just copy, like in the sequence that you want, and you know that it is there for you. Essentially, that's as simple. But it's gonna save you in a lot of situations. Maybe you copy something like a key, and then suddenly you forget about it, and then you move on, and then you forgot to save the key somewhere. And then now you need to do a forgot password or do some random stuff. Complicated to get it back. But if you have a clipboard history, it is always there. Depend on how long you configure it. I configure it for 3 months for a reason. Anything in this 3 months. Okay, not very interesting, but I know it's super helpful. Trust me. Windows, I think in Windows 11 there should be clipboard history by default. Yeah, right. Because that's super helpful. Mac doesn't have. You need to buy it to make it work. Windows is advanced. Other thing is snippet. Snippet is, how to say, like there's just certain things that you need to use over and over. Let's say when you are ordering on Shopee, you need to put in your address, your email, and you can have something to put it in, right? And you can also use like autofill from the Chrome like browser. But let's say you just need to send your address to your friend when they are visiting. So suddenly you need to go somewhere, copy it, and send it to your friend. Right. Okay, this is recording, so I cannot show you my address. But it basically is like what I need to store is that, so let's say I have my bio. So that is linked to my biography. And I need to send it alone. Or sometimes you need to send your, I don't know, phone number to someone. You order something, you want to send them the phone number. You don't want to do type 8 times because it's error prone. Or like when someone asks for your title. And I actually, interestingly, I make a very rocky mistake. Like I was an engineering manager, and I was keeping it in a snippet as engineer manager for like 3 months. No, like I couldn't aware. I just take it from clipboard and then send it to Michael. And then after he put up the poster and everything, I need to ask him, hey, can you change it for me? And it's really happened in like other, I think like 4 other different places, event that I went through. So it is convenient, but you need to be right for the first time. And you can use like auto expansion. You just type it in, and it can expand for you with the thing like the prefix or the keyword you selected. It's pretty interesting. I can show you like I have Angular Singapore, for example. So you can see Angular.SG social link, right? I go inside. There's a lot. There's like LinkedIn, email, whatever. You get the idea. The idea is certain thing you might accept more than one, no matter what. So just see it as a snippet. I think the last one, let me see. Workflow. Workflow is that you can customize what you want. So for example, I have a list of music that I used to listen to. I made my own workflow. So it's basically Trung music. And then when it's just a yes. Yeah, so it open, you can see, right? So it's like there's certain playlist. The idea is like you don't want to store it in bookmark because you need to click to open it and then you need to choose it from it and all of that. So here it can do really filtering. Let's say I wanted to listen to C-pop, Mandarin. To do C-pop, it's open a playlist for me. Yeah, so simple like that. But you can see that kind of happening here and there in your daily workflow. Zoom in a bit. So I say, quẩn hơn yêu muốn is in Vietnamese, like some kind of upbeat music. Okay, let's see. We are here for quite long. Last thing, we cannot live any talk in 2024 without talking about AI. I believe so. We should. Okay, we don't have to, but we should. Anyone here use like AI assisted coding tool? Copilot, like Cursor? Yeah. Some, right? But if you haven't, I really highly suggest it to you. I mean, when you think about it, it's like $20 a month. Could be like 2 beers, 3 lunch, not even an hour of your working. And it can have like really super helpful. I don't really have an example, but like when you are using Copilot, I just give a something just come to my mind. Very randomly pick. But let's say ChatGPT is down and you are asking Copilot to help you to improve an email. So let's say ChatGPT is down. You have no choice. You need to write somewhere. Right. Hello, friend. This is not the opportunity. Okay, I show you something. I have a workflow that can send me a common message that I send when a recruiter reach out to me on LinkedIn. Put it this way. Reply job. Otherwise, you need to go find other person, you copy it, and you need to change the name. Yeah, whatever. So let's say I just take the first reply job. It need to be personalized. It need to be, it cannot be just the same message. I even have in my language, in Vietnamese. But the whole idea is that it saves you some time. from thinking what to write and all that. So I should take one. Is that a boilerplate? Yes, this is. I hear somewhere boilerplate. All right, so that is not something I'm looking for this time. Okay, it's too big now. Zooming back. So now, like you wanted to have an alternative and ChatGPT is down. You can add Copilot because it's essentially just AI. It can help you to suggest something in code, and of course, it can help you write better English. So you can do Command I, right? It's gonna say open this thing. You can type in it. So it's kind of is context aware. So, bro, let me improve. Yeah, maybe you guys speak English as yeah. See, that's regard to very professional. No, but you can accept, you can discard, you can add follow-up question, and you can also like open in chat. Okay, see that's view in chat. So GPT now it has a like interface just like oh yeah sorry Copilot has an interface just like GPT. You click in, I zooming in a bit. Yeah, see, wow, so nice. I think when you ask for like updating code, I mean I didn't really use cursor. There's a lot of my friend is using cursor. There's where's the row left? There's a couple is using cursor. You can talk, ask them like how cool it is. But it's really saving you time here and there. And if you come to Ascenda, we are provide a license for cursor and Copilot. But for us, the productivity is very important. And I think I just show you quickly. So like Copilot now is you can drag in file and then giving some context. It's work as well. I'm sorry, it's too much. Let me see. Yeah, but I think like what they just do is like they drag in a folder. I mean, it's very small, but you can drag in a folder, kind of giving it a context that it wants, so that is kind of understand more about your code base. Cursor do this a lot better, but Copilot is kind of catching up. So do look out for this tool. You haven't used it, it's super helpful, I can tell. Sometimes, of course, it is very funny to see the generated code, it just doesn't work. But it does save some time. Okay, very close to the end now. Thing is, I tell it many times, but I hope it's cursor. There's a talk very nicely about AI assisted working flow. I'm gonna share the slide at the end, so you don't have to take a photo or anything. But there's a link to this talk, quite interesting. And that is really the last part. That is like a lot of app that people were asking me every time I do any presentation. I know why. First thing, do you know how to draw anything on the UI, on the screen when you have a Zoom call? Really, that's serious. Like you are talking to your colleague and you say, bro, this line doesn't work. And then the whole thing, what you do, in most of the case, you're gonna say, bro, this line doesn't work. You select it. It might be clear enough. It might not be clear enough. So how you do it? You use a tool that you can join this on the UI. Is it clearer? I think that's the whole idea. Especially when you have a meeting with a different department, or like you are really trying to emphasize on something. And we all know that when you are showing the slides or you're showing anything on the screen, you need to talk through it. You don't just show it. You need to talk through it. Like you need to explain what is in the slide, or what you are showing. Then this coming to save some time, because you can really point to this particular area. That is a button I'm talking about. Yeah, I think I use it a lot. Like this. I know it's some rectangle, circle as well, some random stuff. So the tool name is, I mean, once again, is macOS. But I think Windows actually has something similar. So that's Demo Pro. It is gonna cost you 1.99 Sing dollar or US, I forgot. But it is super helpful so far, especially online setup, meeting, presentation, sharing something. Or you can buy Presentify. I also have it, but because I use Demo Pro for too long, so I just don't look for Presentify anymore. But the idea is Presentify is easier to use. I'll show you. Presentify. Command P? No? Seriously? Maybe it doesn't work. Ah, okay. Not Command P. Control P. So it has this bar on the top. You can select the color you want to. You can select the thing that you want. Yeah. And then you can type something in as well. Is it? Yeah. So you can really type overlay on top of your screen. It's not like you need to put it into a PowerPoint or something. It overlay on top of everything else. So others can see. Super helpful. And then the last tool, that is the one that you see on the right. I know you don't really pay attention, but it's called Keystroke Visualizer. It's just open source. When you do some video online, whatever. Yeah. So that's the two most asked people used to ask me. And then, yeah, that's it. Thanks for attending my talk. Thanks so much. Oh, that's a long talk.